Hey, it's Lara, Winter Family Cooking. I am going to make ribs today, so I'm going to walk you through how I get these prepared and get them on the Traeger and the whole process. So I've already gotten one of these prepared. What I did is I took the membrane off the back right here, removed some of the really big chunks of fat on the front and the back, and I will go ahead and show you how I do the other two and how we season them. All right, so I got a rack of ribs here. And right here, I don't know if you can see this, but there is a film. It's like this membrane that they've got on the back. And our goal is to get all of that off, because if you don't, you're not going to get any seasoning back here. So you have to just kind of try to work your finger under it. Let me see if I can get this. And the best way, once you finally do get some of it pulled up, is to grab a paper towel so you have a better grip of it. Here we go. So I've got this little corner. I'm going to take this paper towel I have. I'm going to grab a piece of it and just start pulling. And our goal is to get it off in one pull, just so it's easier. But then it's going to leave your meat exposed, which is what you want, because you want to be able to put the seasoning on it. This big chunk of fat, I'm just going to try to pull off. If not, I'll cut it off. And then all these random little pieces here, all these little pieces that I'm kind of just able to grab with my fingers, you want to take off. And of course you want some fat left on this just for the flavor, but we just don't want these huge chunks like this. I mean, that's a massive thick piece. Now flip to the other side, and each one of these has had this big chunk right here. I'm just going to take my knife here and cut along. There we go, that's a little bit better. Of course, like I said, you always want to leave a little bit. But I also don't want to take a whole bunch of meat off. I'd say that's good. The rest of it looks pretty good, so I'm gonna finish up the next one and I'll show you what we do after. Now that I've got my ribs all prepared and got most of that fat cut off, I am going to go ahead and season them with our favorite rub. We love the Lucille's rib rub. We have to order it online from the Lucille's barbecue place in California. But that's what we love. We've tried a couple other ones, but this is just the one that we absolutely love, and I've got it right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. I'm going to season these pretty heavily. And typically you like to do these the night before, so the seasoning can really just soak into that meat overnight. But I completely forgot last night. So here we are at, I don't know, let's see here, 9 o'clock in the morning, trying to get them seasoned as quickly as possible so they can soak in that seasoning before we put them on about 10:30. So like I said, I put a lot on. So this is going to sit and soak into this meat. We're gonna do both sides. So you do use a lot. And then what I'm going to do is cover these with aluminum foil and just place them in the fridge until we're ready to put them on the smoker. And because we pulled that membrane off the back, this is allowing this seasoning on the back even to soak into that meat. I was going to tell you, if the membrane, if you can't get it all off, it's okay. The last one I was doing, I was really struggling with. I didn't know if I would. If you can't, pull as much of it off as you can. And then just put little slices in it with your knife, just along the edges here, like along the edge of the bones. So then at least some of the seasoning will get into your meat. Because sometimes they can be a real pain to get off. Oops, big old chunk of seasoning. Like I said, it is a lot of seasoning that we use here. Get down. So, just like that. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and cover these with foil and then put them in the fridge until we're ready for them. And hopefully that gives it a good amount of time to let the seasoning soak in. It's not. We're gonna go that way. Okay, there we go, 3 hours, and we'll pull them off and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so ribs have been pulled off the Traeger. I've bumped the temperature up on the Traeger to 225, but now I've got to get the ribs put in foil. So brown sugar, honey, and a little bit of apple juice in these, and you're gonna wrap them up and put them back on the foil, or back on the Traeger. They're going to go meat side down this time because they're in the foil, back on for about another 3 hours. So I'm gonna show you what I do. So I've got these pieces of foil. I've folded them to where it's double them. Typically I use a heavier duty one, but apparently I'm out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab these ribs. This is one of those half racks, making a mess over here. So one of the half racks, I have meat side up right now. I'm going to drizzle some honey. So just go back and forth with it. You're gonna do this on both sides. We're gonna take a little bit of brown sugar. Completely cover it, flip it, same thing. Honey. A little bit of brown sugar. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to pull these edges up a bit. Trying to make a little bit of a bowl. Take some apple juice. Pour a little bit of apple juice in here. Doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. And then we are going to wrap this up. Okay, so I have all these wrapped. I'm going to put them on here. Again, we did honey, brown sugar, and apple juice. And then we bumped the Traeger up to 225. They're gonna cook for 3 hours or until you're kind of ready to pull them off, as long as it's after 3 hours. So come on up here to me and show them this. So I try to wrap them as best as I can with this foil since I don't have the normal stuff I use. I did get one of these that did puncture the side, so I just wrapped it again with a little bit more aluminum foil. But I'm just gonna close the lid and they're gonna go for 3 more hours. Got the ribs off the Traeger. Let me show you what this looks like. Very juicy. I don't know if you can see that. Here, let me bring you in here real fast. Very a little juicy, but they are so good. Let me set you back down here. We're going to go ahead and cut into these. It's best to let them rest for at least 10 minutes. But I'm going to pull these out to show you and hope I don't spill the juice everywhere. Whew, hot. All right. Cut these to show you. You're gonna see that great smoke ring. You see that, the pink around there? That's the smoke ring from them smoking originally. But they're just amazing. They have such good flavor. And a lot of times, if you get them just right, the bones will actually slide out of them, but they're too hot to touch right now. So I just want to show you those. There you go. Ribs off the Traeger. They're amazing. So I hope you enjoy and make them. They're just fabulous. So thanks for joining. Bye. Sugar, honey, and a little bit, yeah.